Hello everyone, welcome back to Sawdust and Circuits. Today's video is about endings and beginnings. Technology really isn't that different from life when you think about it. Something gets created, it finds purpose, it gets used, refined, and pushed. And eventually it reaches a point where it no longer fits the world it was designed for. Hopefully it gets recycled back into the system and made useful again. Well, that got dark fast, so let me reassure you, this isn't a funeral, it's a teardown. Today I'm going to be breaking down my old FlashForge Dreamer 3D printer. This machine has had a long service life in my shop, but eventually old printers reach a point where software support dries up, replacement parts disappear, and the value of the machine as a printer just isn't there anymore. But here's the thing, inside of these machines is a lot of value, and that's what this video really is about. Now, before anyone jumps into the comments, yes, you can keep these old printers running. You can flash firmware, you can run legacy slicers, modify hardware, and if that's your thing, more power to you. But for me, this printer reached a point where it needed a lot of repairs and is currently working mostly. I did try to sell it and got almost no interest, and what I got fell through when they discovered its age. The software is outdated, the driver operating system is spotty, reliability was becoming inconsistent, and most importantly, it was slowing down projects. That's usually the real signal. When a tool starts consuming more time than it saves, it's no longer a tool, it's friction. As a complete unit, this printer isn't worth much anymore, but as parts, it's worth far more. So today's project, we're going to take it apart piece by piece and talk about what's worth saving and what kind of future projects it might become. Before we tear it down, let's talk about what's actually inside a desktop 3D printer. Because it's basically a pre-engineered motion control kit. Inside we have stepper motors, timing belts and pulleys, hardened steel rods, lead screws, power supplies, fans, and lots of fasteners. All of which are perfect for future CNC projects, automation rigs, camera sliders. The list goes on. Alright, the first things first is the outer shell. This is where you really start to see how these machines were designed. They're not necessarily meant for being serviced. Lots of hidden screws, layered panels, and captive hardware. And honestly, this is one of the reasons older printers become frustrating to maintain. They weren't really designed with modularity in mind. Still, everything is coming apart eventually. Once you start getting these shell pieces off, this thing immediately stops looking like a printer and starts looking like a parts bin. Let's talk about stepper motors for a minute. These are the unsung heroes of hobby automation. They're accurate, predictable, reusable, and extremely forgiving when it comes to new projects. Every axis motor in this machine is still perfectly usable. And if you've priced new stepper motors lately, this suddenly already paid for itself. Even if nothing else gets reused, the motor alone justifies doing this. Next up we have pulleys and guide rods, as well as some slide bearings. Now, hardened steel rods are expensive, and quality bearings are not cheap. And as you can see, this Z-axis has a nice lead screw and a couple of bearings. Now let's take a look at the electronic side. You have a very nice 24-volt power supply. And it looks like these boards have removable components for these stepper drivers that will make reusability high. At this point, the printer really doesn't exist anymore, and that's okay. This machine did its job. It taught lessons, it produced parts, and it earned its keep. And now it's doing something arguably more valuable. It's becoming raw material for the next generation of ideas. This is something I think a lot of makers understand instinctively. We don't just buy tools, we harvest potential. I already have a project in mind of a linear actuator made out of a threaded rod and the stepper motor from this machine. Let me know if you have any great ideas for future projects that these parts would be great for. And honestly, some of these parts will probably sit for a while, and that's fine too, because when the right project comes along, they'll be ready. So yeah, this really wasn't a teardown, it was a transition. An ending that turns into a beginning. If you've got some old tech sitting around that still kind of works, but never gets used, maybe it's time to ask, what else could it become? If you've enjoyed this kind of slower, reflective teardown, let me know. There are plenty more machines around here with stories left in them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.